reticulum between the smooth and the rough endoplasmic reticulum is the attachment of ribosome to the rough endoplasmic reticulum, which made it rough. For example, if this is the nucleus and the reticulums are extension, in the rough one you'll see something like this. Attachment of ribosomes. So the ribosome, the reticulum in which I have attachment of ribosome is known as what? The rough endoplasmic reticulum. While the one without attachment are the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So we'll go further by naming another organelle known as the ribosome. The ribosome is the site for protein synthesis, which is the production of what? Proteins, be it pyrimidine or purine or base. So now we move forward to another organelle known as the lysosome. The lysosome is another important organelle found in the cell because it aids in the secretion of digestive enzymes. Digestion is an important part or an important process in life because without digestion there won't be a breakdown of what? Complex molecules to simple molecules in which organism can actually what? Utilize. So therefore, lysosome is very important organelle in a cell, producing or secreting what? Digestive enzymes to break down complex molecules into what? Simple what? Molecules. So number 5, we have what is known as the mitochondrion. The mitochondrion is the site for energy synthesis. The site for energy synthesis. In other words, the mitochondrion is the site for glycolysis, which is the breakdown of glucose to produce what? Energy in the form of ATP. Okay. We have other organelles known as the centriole. I will just list them and take them briefly. We have the centriole, we have the cell membrane, we have cell walls, we have cytoplasm, we have cytoplasmic inclusions, we have organelle like Chloroplast, we have vacuole, etc. So we'll be stopping here and let me just explain them. The centriole is an organelle that aids in the kinesis of the nucleus. During mitosis or meiosis. Why the cell membrane is the organelle that envelopes the cell. Not only the entire cell, but every other organelle is what? Enveloped by what? A membrane, known as what? The cell membrane. The cell membrane can also be called the plasma membrane, forming a boundary between the external environment and the internal environment of the organelle or what? The cell. So now we have cell wall. Cell wall is an organelle similar to the membrane, but now more rigid, more tough. It is made up of what? Cellulose. Made up of what? Cellulose. The cell wall is majorly found in plant cells. Cells that have what? The organelle known as what? Chloroplast. So now we can move forward to the cytoplasm. The cytoplasm is the internal environment of the cell that is what? Liquid base. That is what? The cytoplasm. Okay? And the cytoplasm have what? A general term known as what? The protoplasm. Which means everything that is found inside the cell, including what? The cytoplasm and every other organelle that can be found inside the cell. So, cytoplasmic inclusion simply means food particles, granules that can be found inside the cell that are not completely what? Dissolved or what? Digested. So now the chloroplast is the organelle for what? Photosynthetic what? Activity. Photosynthetic what? Activity. That is the manufacturing of food from what? Energy from sunlight and energy from sunlight or chemical source to produce or manufacture food. The chloroplast is mostly found in plant cells. Mostly found in what? Plant cells. In other topics, we'll be talking about plant cells and animal cells, differentiating them for us to what? To know them very well. So, aside from the chloroplast, I mentioned what? A vacuum. A vacuum. It's a space, you can say an enclosed space, found mostly in plant cells that contain sap. The vacuum. This is an organelle that stores what? Sap. It stores sap in the cell, mostly what? You can call it excretory products. Excretory product. So, aside from these, we have organelles that aid what? Movement. We know movement is an important characteristic of life. All living things move. All living things move. But in biology, we see we use the word motile. So some are motile, while some are non-motile. Some are motile, some are what? Non-motile. The motile organisms are those that exhibit visible what? Movement. That is, movement from point A to what? To point B. While the non-motile ones are the ones that are stationary but can move parts or an appendage. So now, organelles for movement are These are organelles that aid what? Movement in different what? Organisms. For example, in paramecium, we have what? Cilia. Cilia or cilium for singular that aid what? Movement in paramecium. And organisms like Euglena uses what is known as a flagella. Why? We have organisms like the amoeba that uses what? A first food known as what? Pseudopodium. So this will be our end for the topic of today. When we meet in further sections, we discuss more about organelles and what their function and other what basic characteristics of a cell. Thank you. Thank you for today. This is where we're stopping. So don't forget to subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that you get notified when the next video